know, that's okay.
Oh, just growing up, your childhood, what memories you have with the garden? Or
I have two, actually, two very significant ones. My mother loved roses, and she grew the biggest and the most sweetly scented roses. And she was a member of the Rose Society and would often win the blue ribbons, you know, the best of the show. Well, everybody was dying to know what her trick was, you know, how they got so big and smelled so delicious. And at that time, my brother was young and he worked on the fishing boats. And he would come home with gunny sacks filled with fish. She would use the guts, bury them in the base of the rose bushes, and that was her trick. That's what she knew to do. My other story was my grandfather. Both my grandfather and my grandmother worked for the studios in Los Angeles and Hollywood. My grandmother was a milliner. She made the hats and stuff for a lot of the costumes, and my grandfather was a carpenter, and he built a lot of the sets. And he had a small home. It wasn't very big, but he had a good-sized piece of property built on a hillside. So he went in and tiered each level, and he had probably 7 tiers of level on this hill. And every one of them would flow down, the water would flow from one bed into the next bed and the next level and the next layer. And he had them all set up where, you know, he knew exactly what plants were required this amount of water and which ones could take a little more water. And, you know, he just had it so well set up. And I spent hours wandering up and down those tiers and those levels, and they were so perfect and everything. He was a massive gardener. He was a major gardener. And my brother and I, he had 2 very large fig trees. And to me, you know, when you're little, the figs were this big, but they were just regular big figs. And we'd sit up in those trees by the hour and eat us ourselves sick. And I cannot pass a fig tree without that immediate memory of Grandpa's house, Grandma and Grandpa's house coming to me immediately. So 2 very significant gardeners.